which is called geographic atrophy, which may lead to permanent vision loss. You might have very subtle symptoms or no symptoms. You could have vision blurriness or some faded eye color and attribute that to just normal aging, but it might not be. And so if I can spread the word that, especially if you're 55 and over, don't ignore those eye exams.
Babs partnering with our sponsor Astellas, the makers of Izervay, to help raise awareness about vision changes.
Izervay is an FDA-approved eye treatment to slow the progress of GA. I do not have GA, and I'm not taking Izervay. I'm also not a doctor. But it's important to talk to your doctor about the benefits and the risks of the medication. You can maybe get increased eye pressure, possibly eye infection, or a detached retina. But those are things that you would discuss with your doctor.
Now, Babs says she's enjoying this unexpected chapter and not taking her vision for granted.
Our eyes are the windows to the world, and you want to keep a clear, healthy vision for as long as you can. You don't want to miss out on anything.
If you had one piece of advice to a woman out there who's maybe in her third act, what would you say to her?
Don't second guess yourself. Life is here as a gift. Use your gift. Spread it. You have no idea where it may lead.
It is always so great to talk with Babs, as you guys all know, thanks to our sponsor, Astellas, the makers of Izervay. For more information on eye health, check out our GMA social pages.
When GMA Life returns, Lara goes one-on-one with Ann Wilson of Heart.
Oh, Zio down to Domino's and pick up large one-topping pizzas for just $7.99.
Injury attorneys, 1-800-8-billion.
Slow down with vanilla milk.
Weather for millions of Americans in the Midwest, with Missouri, my home state, at the center of it all. Meteorologist Samar Theodore is here with the latest. Good morning, Samar. Look at that video in Virginia.
Look at it. You know what's so interesting? It looks like the rain is really making the wind visible. And that was the primary character as we headed through yesterday. That's because we saw wind gusts over 65 miles per hour in this Virginia area. Unfortunately, someone lost their life. Hackensack, New Jersey, flooding, winds bringing down trees, leaving this entire neighborhood in disarray. Believe it or not, we could be in for more of that today. Walk with me. Take a look. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 11 a.m. if you live up in Grand Island, Omaha. Here's that flood watch where Rhiannon was talking about her home state, Missouri. That's where we're going to see very heavy rain, and this is a substantial flood threat. They're at a 3 out of 5 right now. This is through Sunday morning. Now, as we time it out, notice how your Saturday night starts to get real dicey if you live in Kansas City, Kirksville, up to Davenport, down to Wichita along I-70. This is where we could see the next biggest threat for severe weather. A level 3 out of 5 with destructive winds, tornadoes possible. And I'll leave you with this. If you live on the East Coast, on Sunday, we could see more rain, strong winds, and lots of lightning. Rhiannon?
All right, Samara, we'll keep our eye on that. Thank you. Now to the new details overnight in that mass shooting in West Texas. 1 person killed, 10 others injured, and the suspect, authorities say, had a violent encounter with police just 2 days before. ABC's Alex Stone joins us now with the latest. Hey, Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Rhiannon. Yeah, very scary. Bystanders when diving for cover. The victims just happened to be in the area as bullets have been flying around them. And this morning, we know the shooter was on the run from the
Gunfire on the streets of Midland, Texas, as a man who police say was wanted by the U.S. Marshals shot at police and pedestrians who happened to be in the area.
There's at least 1 victim that is dead on the scene.
It unfolded at around 8 Friday morning. Police had been looking for 45-year-old Victor Mata Villarreal after they say he fled a traffic stop and opened fire at a Midland officer late Wednesday night. He was wanted for attempted capital murder of an officer. But then Friday, police say they got a call of an active shooter. When police arrived, they allege Villarreal began shooting at them and civilians. Officers seen here crouching for cover. Villarreal allegedly running into an abandoned veterinary clinic and barricading himself inside while a SWAT team tried to negotiate his surrender.
We moved to deny more targets to this active shooter. Then we secured the perimeter and began making a plan to get everybody safe and to bring a safe resolution to this as safe as we could.
Villarreal died inside that building after a 4-hour standoff. The victims were rushed to a local hospital. 1 victim died and 10 others injured.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims, their families, and everyone impacted by this tragic incident.
Ed, new this morning, police now identifying the victim who died as 62-year-old Edward Scott. And this morning, 5 of the 10 who were injured have been released from the hospital, and they've now gone home. Whit.
All right, Alex Stoner, thanks to you this morning. Now to the war in Iran. Sources tell ABC News the two sides appear to be closer than ever to a deal to end the fighting and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington with the details. Selena, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Whit. And this is the strongest sign we've seen yet that the U.S. and Iran are getting close to an agreement to end this war. A senior administration official telling us there's an 80 to 85% chance a deal is signed in the coming days. And Iran's foreign minister says an agreement has never been closer. As for what's in this deal, that U.S. official says it would reopen the Strait of Hormuz, that critical waterway, and lift the U.S. blockade. But look, this is just a memorandum of understanding. A lot would still have to be hashed out over a 60-day period. The official says the deal, quote, leads to the dismantling of Iran's nuclear program, the U.S. taking the enriched material, destroying it, and removing it from the country. But there's no specifics, Whit, about how all of that would happen.
And Selena, what more are you learning about what Iran would get out of this deal?
Well, Whit, potentially a lot. The senior administration official says if Iran holds up their end of the bargain, they'll get relief from crushing economic pressure, reintegrate into the global economy. That could include relief from U.S. sanctions and $24 billion in frozen Iranian assets. But here's something really important to keep in mind as we talk about all of this. Trump says Iran will promise never to build or obtain a nuclear weapon. But that promise is not new. In fact, it was in the very first paragraph of the nuclear deal negotiated under President Obama, a deal that Trump tore up and still repeatedly criticizes to this day, Gio.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? If so, you need to stop now and immediately call an experienced auto accident attorney. Look at this check for $237,000. This settlement and many others like it were payments our team of legal experts obtained for our clients. If you have not been in an auto accident, feel free to skip this video. We don't want to waste your time. But for those of you still watching, I'm going to share the best way for you to achieve the maximum settlement. The right attorney can help you get top compensation for your vehicle or property damage, medical bills, lost income, and pain and suffering. To obtain the most compensation for your car accident, we need to know if the accident is not your fault, if you were injured, and if the accident happened within the last 2 years. If this matches your circumstances and you have not spoken with an attorney, you need to call us now. Do not speak to insurance companies or the other party without legal guidance. Saying the wrong thing can absolutely destroy your case and reduce or even eliminate your settlement amount. Don't wait to contact us. The longer you wait, the less severe your case may appear. Eventually, the time to make a claim will vanish. You need to call us to get working on your case as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we've seen too many car accident victims attempt to settle cases on their own without the help of an experienced attorney. With no threat of a lawsuit or litigation, insurance companies make lowball offers and pretend like it's the best they can do. Do not make this mistake. You need the help from experienced attorneys at Find Legal to navigate the complexities of insurance law on your behalf. Great, you're saying, but how much will a personal injury attorney cost? This is a good question and the one everyone asks. Experienced personal injury attorneys work on what's called a contingency basis, meaning there's no payment up front. Our attorneys only receive compensation when they win your case for you. There are zero out-of-pocket costs. Our legal teams work for free until your case is won. To make things even easier, you can contact us any day of the week, any time of day. Here's a recent example of a settlement we received for our client, Kevin. He was rear-ended by a semi-truck that was following too closely on his way to work. After the accident, Kevin, like many of our clients, didn't feel severe pain until several days later. He began to feel discomfort in his neck and lower back.
All right, Selena Wang there in Washington. Selena, thank you so much. Meanwhile, President Trump says U.S. forces killed a notorious Venezuelan cartel leader in a military strike. The president posted a video of the strike on social media, and he wrote that U.S. forces coordinated with Venezuelan leaders to target Hector Guerrero Flores. Officials claim that Guerrero Flores was one of the top leaders of the Tren de Aragua cartel, also known as TDA. Last year, Guerrero Flores was indicted in New York federal court on charges of racketeering and lending support to terrorists. Rhiannon?
And this morning, the final preparations are underway for President Trump's UFC show set to take place tomorrow outside the White House. ABC's Olivia Rubin joins us now with the latest on this. We know it's also the president's birthday tomorrow.
Exactly, and that's sort of a main talking point for critics right now, but the show will go on after a federal judge overnight rejected a last-minute lawsuit that tried to stop a cage fight from unfolding on the South Lawn. The lawsuit claimed the star-studded event is, quote, deeply corrupt, using public land to benefit President Trump and his allies, noting UFC is selling VIP packages for as much as $1.5 million a person. But the judge said they couldn't prove they were personally harmed by it and sided with the Trump administration. Now, a weekend full of events will kick off in just a matter of hours with the main event on Sunday night, when the White House says about 4,000 private guests will watch a series of matches beneath a custom-built 600-ton claw. You saw it right there, and they say more than 100,000 eager viewers are set to watch nearby from the ellipse. Now, this unprecedented event is put on by UFC and Dana White, a longtime friend and political supporter of the president, to the tune of $60 million. President Trump says it's totally free, but it's not clear how much it's costing taxpayers and security, with seven federal agencies helping out. And while the White House says this is all meant to celebrate America's 250th birthday, critics say it's nothing more than a payday for UFC and a party for President Trump's 80th birthday, which also falls on Sunday, guys.
All right, Olivia, thanks so much. Crews now starting to work to remove President Trump's name as well from the Kennedy Center. Scaffolding and a tarp went up over the signage overnight. The removal getting underway hours after the center missed a court-ordered deadline to scrap Trump's name from the facade. Around midnight, the center asked a judge to move the deadline to noon today because area thunderstorms hampered efforts on Friday. That request was approved.
Okay, wet this morning. Golf legend Phil Mickelson is under fire after reports of alleged misconduct at a popular golf club in San Diego. And ABC's Faith Abube is here now with the details on this. Faith, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Gio. This is a club the golf icon has been a member of for decades. The serious allegations coming as a shock, but this morning, Mickelson's team saying that it was all just a misunderstanding.
This morning, golfing legend Phil Mickelson's camp downplaying allegations of misconduct involving a female employee at a California golf club that reportedly got the 55-year-old kicked out. According to this Golf Digest report citing anonymous sources, Mickelson approached a woman at the Farms Golf Club outside San Diego this past spring and allegedly made, quote, non-consensual and inappropriate physical contact. The article claims the employee rejected his alleged advances and immediately reported the incident to her supervisors. Club officials reportedly confronted the six-time golf champion on the course and then kicked him off the premises in the middle of his round.
Phil has been around the Farms Golf Club for at least 20 years, probably closer to 30. This is a very meaningful place to Phil, and so for him to be implicated in something like this at a beloved course of his where he's been a regular for decades is kind of incredible.
In a statement, the club telling ABC News they conducted a thorough independent investigation of the incident and took decisive action. This individual is no longer a member. A spokesperson for Mickelson calling the incident a misunderstanding that has since been cleared up. But Mickelson's attorneys firing back at the Golf Digest report, citing serious errors. telling ABC News, quote, while Phil's full attention is devoted to a private family health matter, he has retained defamation counsel and is determined to hold accountable any publication or individual trafficking in speculation or false rumors. Mickelson is not facing any criminal charges related to the allegations. The San Diego County Sheriff's Office confirming to ABC News that no possible victim or witness has come forward to report a crime, and they have not located any evidence to show an assault has occurred. Mickelson, a married father of 3, announced back in April that he plans to step away from competition to attend to a family health matter. For decades, the Hall of Fame golfer has been a force on the course, attracting millions in sponsorships. But in recent years, he's been embroiled in controversies, from repaying nearly $1 million in an insider trading case in which he was not criminally charged, to losing major sponsorships after calling the Saudis who backed Live Golf an expletive.
And again, guys, Mickelson has not been charged with any crimes related to that golf club incident, but the sheriff's office is making it clear that if anyone were to come forward with evidence, they would open an investigation. In fact, they are encouraging any potential witnesses to come forward. In the meantime, the Mickelson's lawyers tell us that the Golf Digest reporting is now under legal review.
We'll have to see what happens here, Faith. Thank you. We turn now to Elon Musk, waking up a trillionaire this morning after taking SpaceX, the company he founded, from his garage public. ABC's Rena Roy is here now with more and what it could mean for your savings. Good morning, Rena.
Hey, good morning, Rhiannon. Yeah, this is big. In fact, it is the biggest IPO in history, and it makes Elon Musk the world's first trillionaire. You can see the SpaceX team ringing the opening bell Friday. The company makes rockets and operates Starlink satellites while focusing its future in AI. Its stock opened at $150 per share and ended the day 19% higher at nearly $161, boosting its value to around $2 trillion. Now, for context, tech companies like Apple and Google are in the $4 trillion range. You don't have to buy SpaceX to own it. It is being fast-tracked into the NASDAQ 100 and other indexes, so most of us with 401ks own funds that will be forced to buy it. But critics say it could be high risk. That astronomical valuation depends on lofty goals like AI data centers in space and 1 million humans living on Mars. Some experts warn investors could face losses if the stock falls. Whit?
Okay, Rena Roy, thanks so much. This morning, the Pentagon is releasing more UFO files. Some of the files include videos like this one from last summer in the Northeast. An eyewitness capturing these orbs about 25 feet off the ground, describing their motion as silent and smooth. Another video from October 2024, also from the Northeast, shows a light hovering above a pond, changing shape and brightness. Both videos are being investigated.
All right, fascinating, Whit. And to World Cup fever now. Soccer fans are thrilled for the start of the games in the U.S. The U.S. taking on Paraguay overnight in decisive victory here. And ABC's Christian Cordero is in Los Angeles with all the highlights. Hey, Christian, good morning.
Hey, Gio, good morning. So remember the name Valerian Balogun. The Brooklyn-born, London-raised striker scored 2 sensational goals, helping Team USA put its best foot forward.
This settlement check completely changed my life, and it came from a car accident I almost forgot about. I'm honestly shaking as I record this. I never imagined something this big could come from an accident that felt so small at the time. If you've been in any kind of vehicle accident in the past 2 years, even if you think it was minor, even if you were just a passenger, you might be entitled to far more than you realize. Here's my story. I was stopped at a red light when, bam! A distracted driver slammed into me from behind. My neck felt a little stiff, but the car seemed okay. We exchanged info and I drove home. Big mistake. Over the next few weeks, the pain got worse. I started missing work. My car developed issues I hadn't noticed right away. The insurance company tossed me a tiny offer and basically said, take it or leave it.
Dallas. We could see delays spike 5 times more than usual. And of course, we're going to be keeping track of bottlenecks in LA on the 405 and here in New York, the Lincoln Tunnel. Officials are saying if you want to avoid this mess altogether, you might consider working remotely. If you do have to head in, you might want to take public transit to avoid some of that gridlock. But if you are dead set on driving, leave the house early and make sure you know what time those matches are to give yourself extra time to avoid that traffic. In Atlanta, and this goes to other big cities with matches, they're warning, expect surprises. You never know if you're going to run into one of the teams heading to or from the stadium or a VIP with a police escort. And just some general good advice and rule of thumb, be prepared. Leave the house with a full tank of gas, have some water and snacks in the car, and hopefully you won't need it, but have some tools in the car just in case you need to make some repairs. Rhiannon?
That is great advice, Clara. Thank you so much. Coming up, we have liftoff, how Elon Musk's SpaceX launched his fortune to the moon. Also ahead, saving on summer travel, we have trip ideas for families as gas prices take a big bite out of your travel budget.
Domino's has large one-topping pizzas for $7.99 if you carry out. Okay, guess I'm carrying out.
The high-quality industrial products you need. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Who's behind the so-called consumer attorneys of California? The same billboard lawyers caught scamming accident victims, steering them to doctors that charge up to 10 times the normal rate, leaving clients buried in debt. The law firm under investigation for allegedly paying people to file false sex abuse claims, and the firm who embezzled millions from disaster victims. These so-called consumer attorneys are spending millions so nobody holds them accountable. Fight back at protectcaliforniaconsumers.com.
Stop and savor the strawberries. That's Daz.
Welcome back to ABC News Live Weekend. Elon Musk is now the first and only trillionaire on the entire planet. Musk, who was already the world's richest man, making billions of dollars when SpaceX went public yesterday. The company exceeding its IPO valuation and ending its first day of trading up about 25%. SpaceX builds and operates spacecraft, including thousands of satellites that support Starlink